This mechanized column is moving along a tree line, using it as visual cover. But in modern warfare, trees no longer save you. A lot of drones are heading to attack the first tank in the convoy. Ukrainian operators are trying to create an artificial traffic jam, which will turn the road into a trap. But so far, unsuccessfully. The column tries to increase speed to exit the kill zone. Take a look at how many drones it takes to stop the attack. But then, Ukrainian artillery tries to hinder them. And now, it's here, the key moment of the ambush. One drone penetrates the armor of the lead APC, and a second one hits the trailing vehicle. The strike pierces the fuel compartment. Now the road has turned into a trap. Several explosions in a row, and now vehicles are immobilized and burning. The Ukrainian drone operators are not giving the enemy a chance to recover. The methodical destruction of the remaining vehicles begins. Some try to maneuver, but it's all in vain. The entire column is destroyed, turning into a pile of burning metal. Several enemy tanks, along with infantry, moved in closer and began firing on Ukrainian positions. But take a look what this Ukrainian soldier does. He takes out a handheld ATGM and makes a precise shot. Let's watch that again. The Russians are left in a disadvantageous position. From their cameras, you can see drones swarming above them. The soldiers try to shoot them down, but nothing works. The tension is mounting. The soldiers try to organize a defense, warning each other about approaches from different sides. And then the first strike happens. A powerful explosion in close proximity to the operator's position. A second drone flies close to the ground, but they manage to shoot it down. In the chatter, a soldier mentions the carousel tactic. Let's break this down. This is a multi-phase attack, in which several drones attack a target sequentially or from different vectors. While one group strikes, another is already on approach, not giving the defenders time to reload, change position, or provide aid to the wounded. This tactic is aimed at suppressing the will to resist and maximize attrition of the enemy. The next day, a new attack began, which lasted a very long time. The lead tank in the column was this camouflage T-80. Take a look at it closely. The Russians nicknamed it Hedgehog, and the Ukrainians Toilet Brush. Tanks such as this one are a response to the total dominance of drones. A massive steel shell, welded on top of the main hull, is supposed to protect from aerial attacks. However, this adaptation has critical drawbacks. The structure slows the vehicle down, and, most importantly, completely blocks the turret's rotation, turning the tank into a clumsy armored battering ram with extremely limited visibility. The tank begins its attack on Ukrainian positions. Following the shot, we see the approaching column. The column is divided into two parts. This is the first part. And here is the second. The lead tank fulfills its main task and hits a mine. Another tank hits a mine in the same spot. The column successfully advances and drives out onto the road. but a surprise awaits them there. Artillery lands several precise hits and completely blocks their movement. The fire has shifted to the column moving along the tree line. FPV drone operators continue the hunt. Here, we see footage from the camera of one such drone. The targets here are two turtle tanks. The first one takes a direct hit. A second kamikaze drone catches the next target. We see a series of precise hits. Check this out from the perspective of the Russian soldiers. Here, they are moving across a field and spot a Ukrainian drone approaching them. They react quickly to the threat and leave the transport. The drone reaches the target lightning fast and destroys it. Let's watch that again. At the same time, a Ukrainian drone finds another Hedgehog tank and strikes it. Despite the solid protective screen, the drone finds a vulnerable spot. The first strike is successful. The next kamikaze drone is sent to the second target. The tank tries to escape the fire, but an FPV strike drone is already flying towards it and strikes the rear. From a reconnaissance drone's camera, we see that the tank has lost control and is driving in circles. But after a short time, control was regained, and the tank continued to move. Another drone strike, and the target starts to smoke. Artillery joins the attack and tries to stop the fleeing tank. Multiple drones are sent to the target. Again, a series of strikes, but all in vain. And suddenly, a drone punches through the protection and reaches the engine. The tank is stopped. Several more drones finish it off and put an end to this attack. Now, let's see how Ukrainians storm positions. These tactics are drastically different. A group here moves through the tree line. The soldiers are acting cautiously, combing the area in search of camouflaged enemy positions. The threat could come from any direction. Almost immediately, a firefight breaks out. The assault group uses suppressive fire tactics, forcing the enemy to stay in cover. On the radio, commands can be heard aimed at demoralizing the defenders. Suddenly, the characteristic hum of an FPV drone is heard. Take a look at this explosion. This is the work of an FPV kamikaze drone. A cheap but extremely effective weapon, which has completely changed the tactics of infantry combat. The absence of electronic warfare equipment in this sector makes the assault group vulnerable to such attacks from the air. According to analytical reports, Russian forces are increasingly using FPV drones as pocket artillery to defend positions. The fighters approach an enemy dugout. Now, the most difficult phase begins, entering the shelter.
Есть что? Тут нора. Тут нора, понял? Влево уходит. Есть что, блядь? Сейчас выходи, у нас 30 человек, вам пи***.
Bursts of automatic fire go into the darkness. Such action require maximum coordination and courage from the soldiers,
Брат, я не вижу ни...
as combat in a confined space leaves no room for mistakes. According to Ukrainian intelligence, Russian forces have created entire networks of such shelters, which seriously complicates assault operations and requires attackers to have special skills and weaponry.
Туди на 12 там пи***я есть по нашему маршруту.
Есть?
Да, контролем.
Курил мы пиздец. Успеем как раз.
After exiting the cleared shelter, the group continues to move, but again comes under drone strike.
Слева по нас.
One of the fighters receives a light shrapnel wound.
Ти цілий, братан? Плюс. Нормально, братан, не сильно?
Маленькая, вот смотри.
Та там чуть-чуть осколок попав, маленький в руку, в плечо. Маленький осколок.
Вам треба займати найближче укриття.
Дроны, братан. Дроны, занимаю лёжку, падаю под зеленку. Под зеленку хватит дроны тут.
The operation continues. The assault troops discover the next dugout.
Один 200. Укриття чисто.
They quickly clear the first one.
Контроль 12. Где ты видишь рацию?
A soldier reports that he heard a command on the enemy radio to hide in the dugouts.
По перехвату почув, що була команда там вилазити з бліндажів і займати льошки. Як прийняли? Прямо на 12 що-то близько. Єбни туди пару раз. Термобар вже готуй.
Therefore, they approach the next one cautiously. A Ukrainian-made RPG-16 Thermobaric grenade launcher is prepared for its neutralization. The appearance of this Ukrainian-made weapon on the front lines was recorded in reports from the front back in 2024. And since then, it has become a standard tool for assault groups, specifically for smoking out the enemy from such fortifications.
Контроль 12, фест 12. Акуратно, всяка хуйня валяється під ногами.
After the shot from the RPG-16 and the subsequent clearing of the dugout, the position is taken.
Плюс-плюс. Ложись на землю, руки за голову.
One of the remaining surviving Russian soldiers surrenders.
Ложись на землю, руки за голову.
He is immediately disarmed. On the ground, the results of the assault group's work are visible.
Хто ти позвав?
During a brief interrogation, he states that he has only been serving for 2 weeks.
Сколько служиш? Ну не пи***.
This information correlates with reports from Western intelligence about the ongoing waves of covert mobilization in Russia and sending minimally trained personnel to the front. Such recruits are often incapable of offering prolonged and organized resistance, which becomes one of the factors in the success of Ukrainian assaults. Now, let's switch to another direction. This is another attack where the Javelin played a key role. Ukrainian forces react quickly and launch drones. Artillery is also ready to strike. It makes the first move. Right after that, a drone strike ensues. Let's watch from another angle. Here, we see that the lead tank in the column has been hit, but even still, the column moves forward with confidence. It must be stopped. A Ukrainian soldier steps out of the bushes and fires a javelin. The missile hits the target precisely. The tank is now damaged, but still moves down the road with another tin can. The Russians stop. Apparently the damage was critical. A drone strike prevents them from evacuating the crew. The APC tries to escape and leaves its soldiers behind. This was a fatal mistake. An enormous explosion destroys that tin can. Let's watch that again. Here, the assault continues. Take a look. This APC makes it to its destination, but here is what happens next. A powerful explosion tears the vehicle apart, turning it into a fireball with plumes of black smoke. The fire keeps on raging, engulfing what is left of the tin can. Next, it's up to the drones. One strike disables the APC. Next, it is immediately finished off. Here comes the next target. A drone stops a Russian APC. The madness continued the next day. Ukrainian artillerymen are informed that there's work for them to do. They are ready to engage. Here, we see Russian armored vehicles getting closer and closer. But then, a precision artillery strike blows up the target along with its ammunition. Let's watch that again. Here, the APC is destroyed, and several others are damaged. One of them is targeted by drones for a finishing blow. This tank also becomes a victim of the Ukrainian artillery. It's been damaged by shrapnel and burns to ashes. Take a look at what's left behind after this strike. The fire reaches the ammo and gives us a spectacular fireworks display. The next day, a new attack begins. 2 APCs move down the road. Ukrainian drone pilots arrive at the position. This spot is perfect for intercepting the enemy. The trenches are hidden under thick foliage. A soldier prepares the first drone for the strike. The 2 APCs are now very close. The first drone is ready and flies out to meet the enemy. It scores the first hit. That APC then hits a landmine. A third APC arrives. A Ukrainian drone hits that one too. Smoke can now be seen. One more precision strike ends the attack. All 3 APCs are now in flames. The drones have stopped the enemy from getting any closer. The attack has failed, but it's not the only one in this sector. These are the consequences of yet another assault. Burning armor no longer looks so intimidating. The drones deliver final strikes to ensure these charred chunks of metal can no longer harm anyone again. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like this video if you're enjoying our work. We'll see you in the next episode.